Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, so in last class we discussed up to if else. Okay, so up to here we discussed, but even this one I showed with a confirm example. Okay. Okay, so now one more example based on this if else. Okay, so working with if else. So now I am going to discuss based on triple equal to. Okay, so first variable x equal to prompt enter any number. So that means whatever we are typing here, so whatever we are typing in this prompt, okay, it is going to consider as a what? A string. So yesterday we discussed that whatever we are typing in prompt, it is going to consider as what? A string. Okay. So now if x double equal to number 10. So first I'm going to use here double equal to, and we know that x value is what? String, but we are comparing with what? Number, but no problem with double equal to. So it will consider as what? The condition is true. Suppose if we enter true, sorry, if we enter 10. So here document dot write. So just simply I'm displaying a string here, true. So document dot write false. So now go and check it. So this is JS21. Okay. So, and also whenever the page loads, instead of empty, I want to display something, some suggestion. Okay. So for that, comma 10. Okay. So whenever the page loads, it is going to show as a suggestion 10. Okay. But by default prompt will be considered as what? String. Okay. So whenever I refresh the page, by default we are having 10. If you want, you can change, but now I'm leaving the same 10. If I click on OK, then the result is what? True. So now I'm going to explain the same program with what? Triple equal to. So yesterday we already discussed. Okay. So in case of triple equal to, it is going to bother about what? String or number exactly equal to. So that means here x triple equal to 10. Here x value is what? String 10. Here we are comparing with what? Number 10 with the help of triple equal to. In this case, what happens? here string 10, here number 10, then final result will be what? Okay, false. Document dot write false will be executed. Now just refresh the same 10. So we got the false. Now to convert, okay, instead of converting, here we can write like this. So now go and check. Now prompt is string, even condition also string, then the result is what? True. Now I'm going to have here number 10. Here I'm going to use parse int. So parse int is the predefined object, okay, in JavaScript. So control S to save. So it's completely a predefined, we ought parse int. So it is going to convert a string to number. Okay. So next, go and check it. The result is what? True. Suppose if I write like this, we converted prompt string as a number with the help of parse int. Then we are comparing with string, obviously false. So just refresh the page. What is the problem? Control S to save, refresh properly. The result is what? False. Okay. So this is the way we can work with what? Triple equal to. So next, if, else statement. So in this case, first what we learn, if statement. Here, whenever the condition is true, then only code will be executed. So this is called if statement. So in this case, whenever the condition is true, so this statement will be executed. If it is false, else statement will be executed. Now, in case of if else, we are going to have what? So many conditions, so many statements, but finally it is going to be executed only one. So code to be executed from one of many blocks of code. So as per JavaScript, blocks of code means whatever we are writing inside the curly braces. So whatever we are writing inside the curly braces, that is nothing but what? Blocks of code. Okay. So now I'm going to write the syntax. Syntax means set of rules. So here, if we can write unlimited conditions. Okay, so it doesn't matter how many conditions as per your requirement. So whatever it may be, code to be executed if the condition 1 is true. So whenever condition 1 is true, so this block is going to execute it. Else, if another condition. So code to be executed if condition 2 is what? True. So there is no any limit. How many conditions you want, you can write. So condition 3, condition 4, whatever. So now I am writing else. I am starting with only 2 conditions. When this else part will be executed, code to be executed if condition 1 and 2 are false. So code to be executed if the condition 1 and 2 are false. Okay. So if the condition 1 is true, this block is going to execute. If the condition 2 is true, this block will be executed. If the above conditions are false, finally this block, else block is going to execute. But finally, it is going to execute only one. Okay, we are having so many blocks of code. 1, 2, 3. So we are having 3 blocks of code, but finally it will execute only one as per our requirement. That means as per the syntax or the program, whatever. Okay, so now another program.
So what if we have a fourth block? What we have to use? Whether we have to use else or else if.
Okay, so whenever we are, else will be always one, only one else only we are going to write. Okay, so if you want multiple means you need to write always else if conditions. So as usual, if the condition 1 is true, this one, condition 2 is true, this one, condition 3 is this one. So in this case, condition 1 and 2 and 3 are what? False. Finally, this one. So like this. Okay. So now, so we check 21, right? So control C, control V. So JS 22. So if, else. So before starting this syntax, first I'm going to consider a concept like this. I'm going to consider three subjects. Okay, so maths. So simply I'm considering M. I'm using prompt. So enter max marks. So in this case, I want to convert into integer number for the percent. So physics, chemistry. So in case of prompt, it is going to consider like a string. That's the reason we are converting into number with the help of percent, capital I. Okay, so assume that all the 3 marks entered. Then finally what we will do? Total. So total equal to M plus P plus C. So I want to display document dot write total. So go and check. So our example is js22.html. So first I am entering max marks. So 35, 67, 18. So now the total is what? 191. So even I want to display individual values also. I will do like this. Max. I want to display physics information in a new line. So for that BR. So physics. So next chemistry. Okay, so even here also in future we'll have some other things after this. Okay, so again see here. So max marks, physics, chemistry. So finally, even I'm able to display the total. Next, I want to display average. If you want to display any average, how we are going to display? Total marks, that means T divided by T divided by 3. Okay, that means 3 subjects. Total divided by 3, that is called average. So now here I am going to have average A. So now whatever it may be, so I got all these things. Okay, so the average is what? 80.33. So next, what I'm going to use here is, so in this example, now I'm going to use logical operators. So one is AND operator, another one is OR operator. So what is the difference here? AND operator means how many conditions you are having, it should satisfy all the conditions. So how many conditions we are having? It should satisfy all the conditions. Regarding OR, it should satisfy at least one condition. Okay, so now observe carefully. Here I am writing a condition first max. So in max, if any student got greater than or equal to 35, okay, so the status is what? Passed, right? Okay, generally. So in this case, I am going to use ampersand. So in this case, I am going to use ampersand. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, so I am using what here? Ampersand P greater than or equal to 35 ampersand C greater than or equal to 35. So why I used ampersand logical operator here? So if any student passed means he need to satisfy in all the subjects, So 35 or more. So that is the reason I am using what? AND operator. So AND operator means how many conditions are available. It should satisfy all the available conditions. Okay, all the available conditions. If I use OR operator, only one condition. If I use OR operator, only one condition. But in this case, I need to satisfy all the available conditions. Whenever all the available conditions are true, then only it enters inside. And here I am going to display the status. So status is what? Passed. So now else. So here the status is what? Failed. So now check it. So control S to save and just refresh. So 35, 89, 76. So in all these subjects, 35 or more, 35 plus more, right? So total is 200, average is 66, and the total status is what? Passed. So now again, so 34, 99, 99. So he got some good average, but in max it is 34. So whatever it may be, status is what? Failed. Now I am using this if else concept. Okay. So now see here, I want to decide the grade. So I want to decide the grade. So if the marks are greater than or equal to, that means average. Okay. So this is my average here. Okay. So whenever the average is greater than or equal to 35 and average less than 60. So what is the meaning of this one? So if it is what? Greater than or equal to 35 and the less than 60. So here I am going to display the grade document dot write grade C, whatever. So else if it should satisfy both the condition. If the average is greater than or equal to 60 and the average less than 80. So grade B. And finally, else grade A. Okay. So whenever 35 to 59, grade C, 60 to 79, grade B, other than that, grade A. So, and here, user can enter not only 99, user can enter any big number also. Generally, we will consider 100. Okay, we can limit also here, but later I will discuss how to limit this number. Right now, blindly believe that minimum is 0, maximum is 100. So just blindly believe like that. So later I will discuss how to control the count. Okay. So now here, just like a suggestion I am giving, it is just a suggestion. Okay, user should enter in between 0 to 100 on. It is just a suggestion. So later I will discuss how to control the count in prompt. Okay, so whatever it may be, now go and check. So just I gave here some suggestion 0 to 100 only. So 99, 78, 64. So in all the subjects 35 plus more, and the total status is passed. Okay, average is 80 point something, grade A. So here average is 70, status is passed, grade B. So now 99, 99. Okay, so here in chemistry it is 34, average is 77, and the status is fail. So right now I wrote only two conditions only inside. After that I wrote the else statement. So like this, you can repeat how many conditions you want. So this is the simple way you can work with if, else. So next, working with switch statement. So code to be executed from one of many blocks of code. So almost the same definition, almost the same, not almost same definition for if else if and this switch statement, the same definition. Okay, executed. Only the thing is syntax is different. That's it. Only the thing is syntax is different. So syntax. So here you will be having a switch. So here we will have something. Okay, some n. So assume that case 0 or 1 whatever code to be executed if n is matching with what? 1. So n is matching with what? 1. If it is matching, then this code will be executed. Otherwise, break. So later I will discuss about break in the program. Okay. So like this, n number of cases. And finally, code to be executed. Okay. So what happens here is whenever this n is matching with what? 1, then whatever the code we are having, it is going to be executed. And whatever we are, whenever n value is matching with this case, then this one will be executed. So if anything is not matching, directly it goes to default and it is going to execute it. Just wait for a while. Okay. Here also so many statements, but finally only one statement only will be executed. Are you getting that? Okay. So now finally, so instead of blocks of code here, one of many statements. So because this is one JavaScript statement, this is one JavaScript statement, this is one JavaScript statement. Okay, fine. So now, so switch concept. So JS23. So JS23. So just open. Switch statement. Here a simple example. So variable prompt n equal to something. Enter any number just like a suggestion 0 to 2. And we know that prompt considers string. So switch. So here n, suppose it is a string, right? So it is a string. Okay, that's the reason I'm writing with quotations. Suppose if user enters n value as 0, this case will be executed and we can expect the output as 0. We can expect the output as 0. So next, case 1. So 1. Case 2. 2. Okay. Suppose if user enters other than 0, 1 and 2, this message is going to display no match. Now see here, what is the use of or importance of this break statement? Okay, so whenever user enters n value as 0, then what happens? Directly it will switch to case 0. So whenever n value is 0, it's matching, okay, then it is going to execute. So all these case names are unique. Unique means no repetition. So we need to write 0, 1, 2. It's completely unique, different numbers or names or whatever. Okay. So whenever this case 0 is success and this output is executed, document dot write as 0. Okay. No need to check the remaining cases. No need to check the remaining. So that is the reason we are using what here? Break. Suppose if case 0 is successfully executed, just stop. No need to check the remaining. To stop the execution, we are using what? Break. No need to check remaining cases. Suppose if n value entered as what? 1. Suppose if n value entered as what? 1. Then what happens? It is going to switch to case 1. N value is 1. Directly it is going to switch to case 1. It will not check 0. Directly it is going to switch to case 1. Then the code will be executed as what? 1 and no need to check the remaining. That's the reason break. Suppose if user enters 2, then value is 2 and it is going to execute, okay, and this meeting will be ended within 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, I will send another one, okay, fine. So whatever it may be. So whenever user enters 2, directly it is going to switch to case 2 and it is going to execute 2 and it is going to break the statement. And finally, if user enters other than 0, 1 and 2, so the message is what? No. So just check it. So it is 23. So now I am entering 0. The result is what? 0. So I am entering 1. The result is 1. So 2. The result is 2. So if user enters other than that, then it is no match. So now the same program. So just I'm going to prefer number. So right click, open with Notepad. Okay. So regarding this, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to convert this one into number. Now it is number. So it's very simple. So no need to write any quotations because we converted as number. So 1, 2. Okay, so 0, 1, 2. So that's it. So now go and check. So if I enter 0, the result is what? 0. If I enter 2, the result is 2. If I enter other than that, no match. Okay. Same thing, but I converted into integer number. Then without quotations, we can write. Next, the same program with direct string. So we will work with some names. Okay. So right click, open with Notepad. So here I'm going to prefer direct names here. Whatever I'm writing here, it is just a suggestion. That's it. So I'm giving Shiva, Ajay. Suppose if user enters Shiva, so string means quotations. So here I'm going to write a message called welcome Shiva. So if user enters Ajay, document dot write welcome Ajay. Suppose user enters other than that, no match. So go and check it. So JS25. So if user enters Shiva, welcome Shiva. So if user enters Ajay, welcome Ajay. If user enters other than that, it is no match. So this is the way we are going to work with a switch statement. Okay. So next afterwards, loops. So afterwards, loop. So we are having how many loops? First one is what? For loop. And the next one is what? While loop. And the next one is what? Do while loop. And the last one is what? For in loop. So if you go to php.net, there you will be having what? For each loop. So in JavaScript, we don't have for each loop. Instead, they provided what? For in loop. So for right now, these four loops in JavaScript. First, for loop. So loops through a block of code specified number of times. Loops through a block of code specified number of times. So nothing but what? Iterations. Nothing but what? Iterations. So clearly we can represent, we can mention. So loop should start from this place to this place. Nothing but from this number to this number, like that. So now syntax for first we need to write initialization. So initialization means starting point. So where we need to, okay, so starting point of the loop. And next condition. Condition is going to decide where to stop the loop and to increment or decrement. So as per your requirement, you can use increment or decrement. So here I will prefer increment. And inside some code to be executed. Okay, so here some code to be executed. Okay, fine. So whatever it may be, loops through a block of code, specified number of times. Okay, so here we need to write first initialization, where to start the loop, and next condition. Condition is going to decide where to stop the loop. And next we are going to use increment or decrement. Based on this initialization condition, increment or decrement, and this code will be executed. So now 26th program. So within 3 minutes, this meeting is going to disconnect. Okay. So after this, I'm going to create another meeting. I will share that one. Just 1 second. So now I'm ending the meeting. Okay.